right, welcome in, welcome in. Dynasty Savvy. We got the Lamar Jackson dilemma today. Dan, you can lead us off here. We'll jump right into it. What is the Lamar Jackson dilemma right now?
I mean, I kind of have a feeling he's not fully healthy. I mean, if you just look at his at the fantasy points he's been scoring lately, it's been pretty brutal. So I'd like to think that if he were fully healthy, we would definitely be seeing some better performances. Um, and yeah, in terms of like what I've been hearing, like consuming different content on YouTube, it sounds like he's really not fully healthy. It sounds like the Ravens may have rushed him back, which sucks because like I'm sure all fantasy managers that own Lamar would much prefer that they didn't bring him back until he was fully healthy and able to be himself. And now we're kind of in this gray area where he's active, he's playing, he's starting, but he might not be fully himself. So I'm not saying that you have to bench him or whatever. I mean, maybe at some point he finally gets healthy and he looks like himself again. And maybe it's even this week for all we know. So definitely not saying he's like a must bench, but I would say if you're a Lamar owner out there, I would look hard at your other options. I mean, I wouldn't get too cute with it. I mean, I wouldn't play Tyrod Taylor over him or anything nuts like that. But I mean, just for instance, like let's say Jackson Dart were healthy and we're starting this week for the Giants going up against the Lions. Like I probably would have had Dart ranked higher than Lamar. So obviously that's a moot point now because Dart's also out this week. So I don't know. I mean, we can kind of talk about some of the other options or where that line might be, but I'm definitely a little nervous. I mean, the rest of the schedule looks good for Lamar. So if and when he gets healthy, I think he could definitely have a strong end of the season. But I just worry that he's less than 100%. And, there's always that chance that he re-aggravates the injury because, he's not even fully healthy now. The whole situation just makes me nervous all around. So what are your thoughts on Lamar?
Yeah, I actually don't even own Lamar, so I can't say I'm too. I know understand how he's done. He's been really disappointing the last few weeks, but his schedule is just straight green to me, especially if like there is some truth to this and maybe some. You said you've heard people talking about the injury, kind of being concerned about it, right?
Yeah.
If that's happening, I mean, heck, maybe I gotta look into getting into a Lamar or something, because to me, if there is a legitimate, you know, worry, maybe people are actually willing to sell low or something right now.
Mhm.
I understand the risk. I would say, other if I had Lamar on my roster this week, right? Like, I'm just gonna see what happens. I'm not gonna. I would. I mean, Jackson Dart has just been so good. You could basically argue like him as like a top quarterback
Yeah.
weekly, anyways. And of course, he's not playing. But I just play Lamar basically over anyone. Although I would say that one crazy streamer that we should just throw out, maybe we'll do a draft, is like, okay,
Yeah.
somehow Jacoby Brissett has like again like a greatest matchup ever, and then
Right.
it turns to crap for matchups after that. If you are actually concerned about Lamar, I don't know. I can't. I would not suggest doing that. But like, if you were convicted that Lamar was gonna have a trash game against the Jets, which again,
Yeah.
I think you'll. I'm gonna assume he's gonna be all right. I think you could end up like maybe playing a guy like Brissett, who's been like basically the quarterback one in fantasy since hopping in there. Also, just broke the completion record in a single game
Yeah. He's been
last week.
balling.
So
He's been balling.
yeah,
So
so
yeah, I mean it's not as gross as it sounds. I mean, like you can actually feel pretty good about starting Brissett, especially if it's 6 points for a passing touchdown and
yeah,
in the league in question. Do you want to play a little name game with Lamar? Like, would you start Lamar or this guy this week?
we can try. Yeah,
All right. So here, I guess I'll start more toward the top. Matthew Stafford versus the Bucks, or Lamar is home against the Jets. Stafford or Lamar?
that actually. I mean, Stafford's already actually been like so damn good.
Yeah. And do we want to do this for four
I
point
know.
passing touchdown leagues or 6 point? Want to do it for 6 point because that's probably more
Yeah.
interesting. Or
I
okay,
mean,
we'll do it
four
for
point is
6 point.
just gonna be Lamar basically. I
Yeah,
think.
for 4 point, you're probably just
Yeah.
rolling the dice on Lamar
I
in most cases. So
yeah.
we'll do it for 6 point because that's the harder choice.
Yeah, I honestly, Stafford could actually like he's just been so good. He could be the right one. I I gotta play Lamar. It's gonna be a lot of Lamar.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna.
I would go Stafford there. All right, Drake May at Cincinnati or Lamar against
Oh,
the Jets.
May. I mean, just
Okay.
simply because like Cincinnati.
All right,
Yeah,
Lamar or Dak versus the Eagles.
yeah. I'm going Lamar.
I think, gosh, that's a tough one. I mean, the Eagles aren't like a great matchup. I might just roll the dice on Dak there in a 6 point. That's really close though. Jalen Hurts at Dallas or Lamar.
Yeah, I mean Dallas has been a dream matchup. That's very close. Hurts is already elite and he's not hurt, so I'll lean Hurts. He has been
Yeah,
struggling
it's
a
got to
bit,
be Hurts there. That's the
but
dream
yeah,
matchup. Like that. That's
yeah,
you got to go Hurts there. Brock Purdy versus Carolina or Lamar.
yeah. I'm going Lamar.
And 6 point. God, that's also a close one. God, I don't know. I'm 50-50 on that one. I might just ride Purdy. I might ride Purdy, but it's close. All right, Daniel Jones at Kansas City or Lamar.
Yeah, Lamar. Yeah, all day. Yeah.
Yeah, I might go Lamar
I
there.
would say one thing actually was interesting about the Purdy. Again, we had some hesitation last week, especially you were saying how basically you break every tie and against Purdy.
Right,
Well, then he went out and had a monster game. So I don't know, maybe it's something of a similar thing where there is an actual injury at play, but
right.
maybe just it's been another week and Lamar's gotten healthier. Again, until really, I mean, I would maybe start to get if he doesn't light up the Jets defense, like then I'll be worried. I
Mhm.
I'm just not gonna worry. It's only been what 2 weeks since he's been back, 3 weeks.
Let me look. Let me look at his game log
Played
here.
the Vikings and
For Lamar, 3 weeks since he's been back. I guess the first week was actually good at Miami. I mean, he always lights up Miami,
yeah,
though. Put
that's
up 33 and a half fantasy points. And then at Minnesota, he only put up just short of 19. And then last week, it was under 5.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, let's
I
just do a few more here real quick. Rapid fire. Caleb Williams versus the Steelers or Lamar.
Lamar all day.
I'll go Caleb Williams there. I kind of like that matchup. All right, Jared Goff against the Giants or Lamar.
Oh, like Goff is like one of those Staffordy ones where like he could easily
Yeah,
outscore. That's a home.
I'm
I
going Goff all day there.
that it's so
Goff at
close.
home in a dream matchup.
I
Like
still gotta go Lamar because Lamar is just like
I get
again,
it. I
he's
get it.
got
If he were
33
healthy,
points
I
his
wouldn't
first
even be
game
asking
back.
the question. All right, Baker Mayfield at the Rams or Lamar.
Yeah, it's still Lamar. I mean, Lamar's. I mean, this is a great matchup too. Like, I mean, this is
It is.
Jets.
It is.
Like, it's not
I,
like he's
I might go
playing.
Baker there. That one's really close
Yeah,
though.
like if he's playing the
And
Texans, like sure, I'll start playing these
yeah,
like Brock Purdy's and Goffs and stuff over him maybe.
yeah. And I assume you would play him over Darnold at Tennessee. It is a great matchup though.
Yeah, I mean
Darnold.
Darnold's been good, but it's easy Lamar. Yeah,
Yeah. Although Darnold's been bad lately, so maybe this is
yeah,
a bounce back spot. Yeah, that one also is probably surprisingly close. Like I bet Darnold will be good here. I might slightly lean toward Lamar there. And then, yeah, what do you think? Brissett or Lamar? You mentioned him earlier.
I'd still go Lamar, but like if I was someone who was really concerned, I mean, dude, Brissett's like he. You could basically play him over everyone the past whatever since he got in there. It actually would have worked
Right.
out. So I wouldn't blame anyone actually for like playing Brissett over not just like someone like Lamar. I do think that is. It sounds more insane than it is.
Right. Right.
But you could play Brissett over a lot of really good quarterbacks this week,
Yeah.
and I mean, yeah, I know he doesn't have Marv, but I mean, he's not gonna be breaking a record either, but he should be good.
Yeah, I'll say if you're a favorite in your matchup and you're a little concerned about Lamar, maybe you're concerned he gets injured or he's just not himself, or maybe they just get up big on the Jets and run the ball mostly. I could see going Brissett if you're like the big favorite in your matchup and just want to play it safe. Maybe if you're the underdog and you kind of need a miracle, then yeah, throw Lamar out there and hope you get a random 40 burger or something like that. I think that should be good for the name game though. Let's see. We have Mac G 381 in the live chat here. He says, "What's up, gang? Pat or Jacoby at quarterback this week?"
Patrick Mahomes.
Pat Mahomes. Okay, so yeah, Mahomes or Jacoby Brissett, who we were just talking about here.
Pat's against the Colts, correct?
Home against the Colts, and then yeah, Brissett is he at Jacksonville or is it? What's at Arizona? Okay, so Brissett's home against the Jags. Great matchup. And yeah, Mahomes is home against the Colts, which is also a pretty good matchup.
What a funny like question is the sense
Yeah.
that like Patrick Mahomes and Jacoby, and like honestly, this is so tight. They're both really good matchups. I think
Yeah,
as a
the tie
tiebreaker,
has to go to Mahomes,
yeah, I
right?
think the tiebreaker is still just going to Mahomes. The Colts have been such a phenomenal matchup, especially through the past game. I'm still gonna play him. I would not call anyone crazy though for playing against Jacoby.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like if you just have like a great gut feeling about Jacoby Brissett, and maybe even like also if you're starting like Michael Wilson or someone like that, you kind of want to get the stack and correlate your bets. I could totally see going Brissett, but in a vacuum, I'm not going to get too cute here. If I have Mahomes, I'm just starting him.
There could be something wonky. Like maybe this is the one way where I would do it is like I mean this is a legitimate strategy in a redraft. Maybe you're an underdog already as is, and this guy has like I don't know Rasheed Rice or Travis Kelce in like maybe you do have like Michael Wilson or Trey McBride. Maybe you do lean Jacoby Brissett because every Mahomes touchdowns probably get nullified by Kelsey or Rice or something like that, and you could just hope for a bad game. I mean, I don't know. Like if you're really like need a swing like that and some luck to begin with, I think
Right.
that's when it could be a fun time to play a Jacoby Brissett,
Hmm.
but gotta lean it to Mahomes, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then let's see. Mac also says, by the way, Lamar is fine. It's screen smoke. Oh, like a smoke screen? Okay. Yeah, I think you just got that backwards. But yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, a smoke screen by whom though? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I just got this from I think it was a fantasy points video where they were talking about it. So I don't know what incentive fantasy points would have to put out a smoke screen about saying Lamar's injured or whatever. But yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, and I haven't really watched Lamar real closely in the past few games. So if anyone hadn't, feel free to say what you have observed. I think what they were talking about on fantasy points is that Lamar hasn't quite looked the same running the ball. And they said there was like one rush where it kind of looked like he had his juice, but then even then they said he kind of like let up on the play, once he kind of, had some open space and had the first down or whatever. So it sounds like maybe he's kind of picking his spots a little bit and, but from what I'm hearing, it doesn't sound like it's 100%. So, and then let's see. Mac also says Lamar over everyone except Stafford and Drake May. Okay, interesting. Well, hey, thanks for weighing in, Mac. Good to have you here. He also says, I have Stephon Diggs, A.J. Brown, Judkins, Ted McMillan. Which three do you play this week? So Diggs, A.J. Brown, Judkins, and Ted McMillan. So let's make sure we know the matchups here. So A.J. Brown is against the Cowboys. Judkins is, who the heck are the Browns playing? Oh, the Raiders, I believe. So yes, fine matchup. Ted McMillan plays the 49ers, I believe, on Monday night.
Okay.
And who does Stephon Diggs play?
Pats play. Oh yeah, they play the
Oh, at
Bengals.
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like you got to start Stephon Diggs. I mean, he's been hot lately. It's a great matchup. So definitely start Diggs as one of the three. I'm going to assume this is a full PPR league, Mac. Let us know if it's not a full PPR. You got to go Ted McMillan. I mean, he's a must start. I mean, he's the first guy I should have mentioned, and it's a good matchup. Yeah.
He's coming
Niners
off 33
defense,
points. It'd be hard.
It seemed like a kind of a turnstile lately. I mean, we saw what Brissett and Michael Wilson did against them, so imagine what Ted could do.
To me,
And
this
then
is Judkins. You said Shedeur Sanders is that quarterback.
I agree. I mean, dude, I didn't watch Shedeur play last week, but I looked at his stat line and what was it, like 4 for 18 or something? Like, my God, woof.
Yeah, I think it was 4 for 16.
Something like that.
He threw a pick. I mean, he even like threw one like he almost threw a pick like 2 yards away, so it would have been like all over the internet. Like Cal Hamilton dropped it. He made one good throw at the end or something. Yeah, so I mean he'll get a whole week to at least he'll be better than 4 and 16, let's say. But of course, but man, that is even against the Raiders defense. That is one I'm really nervous about them getting opportunities to score.
Yeah, I agree. I would, err on the side of sitting your Browns. And Mac does clarify that it is a full PPR. So yeah, I'm definitely starting A.J. Brown over Judkins. I feel like A.J. Brown would have had a monster game against the Lions if it wasn't such a windy game. But they were, I mean, I don't want to say force feeding, but they were going to him early and often. He had 8 targets in the first half. The wind just had some other ideas. So his ultimate stat line was underwhelming, but the effort was there. So because it didn't fully come to fruition because of the wind, I feel like they'll probably like want to keep that going. So yeah, I definitely love AJ Brown. And my God,
The
you can't
Cowboys
bench
just
you can't bench him or Devonta Smith against the Cowboys. That is the
no.
dream matchup for receivers.
Yeah, it is.
So, yeah, thank you for the question, Mac. And then hey, we got Michael Hart here in the chat.
Like,
It's been too long. Good to have you back here, Michael. He says, "Yo, my bros, what's good? How y'all doing tonight? Well, I hope." And then he says, "I'm just getting home from a family party. Good times, good times." Hey, well, good to see you in here. And yeah, we're doing well. Yeah, I mean, we probably won't be doing like a crazy long stream tonight. Blake has a what was it, like intramural football game basically?
It basically pretty much. It's like a touch football league, biggest in Canada, which I was surprised that when I had like moved here and joined it. But we play at like these crazy times at night sometimes, and tonight's just one of those nights. So in
Yeah.
like an hour, I have to we got to sign off. So we can yeah, this will be an hour and 15-minute stream. Hopefully we can help some people out. And Michael, how are the fantasy leagues doing for you this year? Let us know.
Yeah. Yeah, hope your teams are doing well. And yeah, let us know if you have any questions here. But yeah, well, while we're waiting for some more questions to come in. Oh, actually, we got one from Michael. He says, full PPR league start to Ashton Genty, David Montgomery, Tootin, Monangai, Spears. Okay, so we got to start 2 of these running backs. It's a full PPR. So which way are you leaning here? I mean, Montgomery plays the Giants. I mean, to me, that just jumps out immediately as like a must start. I feel like Montgomery's due for a big game here. So love Montgomery this week. Tootin was taken off the injury report, and he's got a pretty solid matchup against the Cardinals, I believe, right? Yeah. And so, I mean, Tootin's kind of interesting. It was looking like he was starting to take over that backfield a little bit before he got a little banged up in the game. And then, ETN had a couple second half touchdowns. But I mean, Tootin still had a good game, definitely kind of a semi breakout game there. Monangai, I probably wouldn't be starting. I believe Swift's healthy, and Monangai's role definitely has dwindled a bit lately. Spears is kind of meh. I mean, more of a desperation guy. And then Genty is one of those guys where he definitely doesn't feel exciting right now, but you do worry that the one time you bench him is, he's going to go off for like 30 out of nowhere. So, I mean, for me, I think it's between Genty and Tootin, but you're definitely starting Montgomery. So who does Genty play? Oh, they're playing
the Browns, which is tough.
Browns, right? So that's a bad matchup.
If I'm in Michael's spot though, I'm just leaving Genty in there, and it could be wrong. If he disagrees,
right,
then just don't play him. If you disagree, I would just leave Genty in there. I think I'm trying to remember who he dropped those 3 touchdowns on. I swear that was a bad matchup. Maybe it wasn't.
Right.
I don't know.
I'll check real quick, but yeah, I mean, could Genty be this week's Kenneth Walker, where he's like been bad lately and it's a bad matchup? Oh, you know what? I got to go Genty now because I was just talking about this with you, Blake. So I'm going to learn my lesson. My theory is that anytime a good player who has been disappointing recently goes up against the worst possible matchup for his position, guaranteed he's going to go off. So for that reason, it's got to be Genty and Montgomery.
It's got to be Genty.
Yeah.
Is the Giants a bad matchup for?
Oh yeah.
The round?
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I for a second I was thinking that's what I was leaning, but I thought you said for a second there they were a good matchup.
No.
And who are the Jags playing? The Cardinals.
Jags are playing the Cardinals, and yeah. So the Giants matchup, they are 31st against running backs. So basically, they're allowing the second most points to running backs this season.
I see.
And then here, let's check it for Tootin. Let's see. Gotta look up. Yeah, my Walter White's lab.
Cards, Tootin, but I'm not sure.
Okay, yeah, Cardinals are 19th, so it's a light green matchup. So kind of a middle of the road to good matchup.
The matchups aside, honestly, it does feel a little bit risky. I'm not 100% confident in this one, but if I have Tootin and I have Monty, I want the guy ascending up. I think he genuinely would have had a monster game if he just didn't get taken out. I mean, he was already in the red zone. With 15 touches in the third quarter. I'm just interested on getting an ascending player, and maybe you get an absolutely monster game. Whereas Monty, I do think we see again more than 6 carries, but now it's becoming a trend basically all season where you have to basically pray you get. I think he's had 1 game over 12 carries this season.
But it's gonna be a blowout. I mean, it's the Giants led by Jameis Winston. this is going to be like 48 to 17. I mean,
Yeah,
it's gonna
I,
be a bloodbath.
yeah, exactly. And that's why Monty could be one. I mean, I think the Packers. I think the Giants like actually were in a hell game with the Packers last week though, with Jameis Winston back there. So I don't want to like completely rule it out. I
Yeah.
just want to play. I think the Tootin like this could be a really fun game as well between Jags
Oh,
and
it could. Like,
Bengals.
actually, this is what I would say about Tootin versus Genty. Like, this is my honest feeling about it. I kind of feel like there's a 60 to 70% chance that Tootin outscores Genty. That's what I
Yeah,
truly believe.
I think
So if we're
Tootin could
talking
easily
about
be
like the,
the highest
if we're
score
talking about
ever.
the median outcome, that if you want the safer play, the higher floor, I would start Tootin over Genty. The problem is I just have seen this so many times where the good talented player who's been disappointing lately has like the worst possible matchup and just goes nuts. I mean, we saw it with like Tua against the Falcons, we saw it with Bryce Young against the Falcons, we saw it with Kenneth Walker versus the Rams last week. I mean, it's just like
Yeah,
you can set your watch by it. So I feel like if you bench Genty, he's going off for
yeah,
30.
no,
So
I'm not. Yeah, I'm
if you
not
need the
benching him.
ceiling, I definitely think it's Genty. But not to say, I mean, Tootin still, I think, probably has a pretty good ceiling too. So my brain logically says Tootin, but because of just that trend I've seen, like, many times over the years too, at that, um, I'm probably starting Genty, unless you just want to like reverse jinx Genty and, unless you'd be okay with him having a big game on your bench, because then at least like you'd feel better about him moving forward. So if you want to reverse jinx him, then bench Genty, and hopefully Tootin will be good too. Um, but yeah, gun to my head, I'm probably leaving Genty in there. But I don't know. I could see if I'm like a strong favorite in my matchup. I feel like Tootin's a little safer, as odd as strange as that sounds.
Yeah, no, Genti is like 100% a play, and then between Tootin and Montgomery, again, I just want the guy trending up, and Tootin's a fun guy. I'm a big Tootin believer.
Mhm.
I think there is some risk between this ankle thing, but I feel like a little bit better about it because okay, now we have ETM with his like basically an AC like joint sprain or something like that. So I mean,
Yeah.
heck, like maybe he could be taken out of the game or injured mid game or something like that. Who knows? I think there's risk
Yeah.
for both of them. I want to go Genty and Tootin for the vibes, for the fun, and again, I just like Monty. I keep I keep hearing they're going to give more touches. I do believe they'll give him more than 6 carries. Hopefully, they get him in double digit carries. But again, I don't know what's going on there. Like with these.
Fantasy Points was just talking about like just how good this Giants matchup is for running
I thought you
backs.
said that was a
I mean,
terrible run matchup. I thought you
no,
said.
it's a great matchup.
Oh, I just asked you about the Giants matchup. I said
Yeah, I know. I said they're 30, like they're on
oh,
sleeper. It says they're 31st, so meaning they
okay.
give it the second most points.
Gotcha. I thought you said they were like one of the worst matchups when I asked.
Oh no, that's an
Maybe you meant
amazing matchup.
Genty, or maybe you thought I asked you about Genty then.
No, I was answering
Oh,
for Montgomery. I said,
oh,
yeah.
okay.
In any case, miscommunication. But yeah, did that change your answer at all? And yeah, I just saw a
Yeah.
fantasy points video talking about just how incredible this Giants matchup is. Now, I usually don't put too much into matchups, like with in terms of like, oh, what are they against running backs, fantasy wise, and everything like that. But it sounds like even from an NFL perspective, that they're just getting gashed. And they were saying that there's some definite like big play potential. That it sounds like the Giants defense gives up a lot of big plays to running backs. So they definitely see Gibbs, ripping off couple big runs, and yeah, Montgomery they think is definitely in play for that as well.
Yeah, well, if Michael, if he was already leaning Monty, I'd say just leave Monty in there, then knowing just how good of a matchup that is. I
Yeah.
just think with like Tootin, like there is legitimate chance not only like him actually like just like taking any run to the house, which he almost did a couple
Mhm.
times last week, but just like again getting more touches than Monty, just being more efficient on these. Like I think the touchdown though, if I'm betting a touchdown prop. Actually,
Yeah.
actually, Vegas has Tootin at a ridiculous. They might even have him at a higher probability to score a touchdown than Monty somehow. Like I don't know. Vegas knows something about that matchup too, which I found really surprising.
You know,
If I'm chasing a floor, here's this. If I want a floor of like 8 to 10 points, I'll put Monty in there. If I need a blow up game,
yeah.
I'm throwing in Tootin to try and catch one
Okay.
of these absolutely
I
electric
mean,
matchups.
strangely enough, you're kind of talking me into Tootin over Genty. So I don't know. I'm torn on that. Logically, I want to say Tootin.
Yeah.
It just makes no sense for Genty to have a good game, which is probably why he will. So I don't know. I guess it probably doesn't help you a whole lot. Hopefully, we at least gave you some good things to think about.
Yeah.
I don't know. You may have flipped me. I'm gonna say Montgomery and Tootin.
Okay.
I'm gonna I'm going to fall into
It's
the
tough.
trap
It's
of
very
benching
close.
Genti in a bad matchup.
It's very close between all those three guys. Like seriously,
Yeah.
that's
It's a
that
great
really
question.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, we're spending way too long on this, and we got a lot of chat to catch up on. So let's go a bit more rapid fire with these next ones here. Let's see. We have Jay up in the chat. He says start Jordan Love, Bryce Young, Sam Darnold, or T Law this week. So not amazing options. I mean, to me, probably like Bryce Young and Darnold jump out as like the really good matchups. Um, yeah. So I don't know. Probably maybe I'm probably going Jordan Love or Darnold, honestly. I mean, Jordan Love's probably the best quarterback of those guys.
Yeah.
So it's just a question of like, do I want to go with just the best player in Jordan Love against the Vikings, kind of middle of the road matchup, or Darnold in a great matchup, maybe ready to bounce back? That is kind of a tough call there. Gosh, I don't know. Do you have a lean?
I'm just going Darnold. I know he's been. Here's the thing. He's been bad. Love's been bad. Bryce has been bad, except for he broke like every record last week. It's that, and then Trevor Lawrence has just been Trevor Lawrence. I'm just gonna
I'm not
go
even thinking about
personally. I
Lawrence.
would feel best about playing Darnold. It's a great matchup.
Yeah.
I don't have enough
I feel,
conviction on these
I feel
arguments.
like Darnold is kind of like I don't know, is he almost like a front runner where he can like dominate in a great matchup kind of thing? So maybe I'll just bet on that, bet on the bounce back. I'm going to lean Darnold slightly, but it's close between him and Love.
Yeah, maybe even as an extra boost, maybe Shaheed gets to get worked in a little bit more.
Yeah, maybe we finally see a breakout game from Shaheed. I'm hoping. I think I'm starting him at least in at least one dynasty league. So yeah, well, it sounds like we're leaning Darnold there. And then he also asked, should I start Diggs or Brees Hall this week? So probably got to be Diggs. The Brees Hall does have a good matchup against the Ravens. If it's full PPR, I'm probably just going Diggs.
Yeah, I will always say when Brees Hall's in here answering a question to someone here, I love Brees Hall and I want to get him in the lineup. I'm playing Diggs over him in this matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have Easy Aquilruz 1466 in the chat. Welcome. He says, "Who should I roll with? Borgalis, Santos, Elliott." Hey, we got a kicker question. Let's go.
Okay. Yeah,
Kicker
you're
question.
gonna have to update me on these kickers. I don't play in a single league.
I mean, I don't even know who Borgalis is. I don't know if that's a typo or if he just made that name up, but like that.
I feel like I've heard the name. Like I feel like that actually like obviously is a kicker.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming that's a real kicker. I'm embarrassed. I don't even know who that is. Let us know what team he plays for, because I don't even know how to look it up, because I don't even know if you spelled it right or not.
I can't even like see kicker things, because like none of my leagues like there's
that's
no
hilarious.
kicker slot, so I can't even see. That.
Okay, I'm going to lean toward the two kickers that I've heard of. So that would be Santos and Elliott. So let's see. Elliott is the Eagles kicker up against the Cowboys. I mean, there should be a lot of points scoring in that game. And then Santos for the Bears. Who are the Bears playing?
Ooh. I don't know who the Bears are playing this
Bears are playing. Why don't we know that? I always feel embarrassed when I don't know who someone's playing this week.
Let's see. Pittsburgh.
Okay, Steelers. So yeah, that's a fine matchup too. I feel like Santos has been pretty good. Gut call. I'm just gonna go Santos.
That's what I'm leaning to. I don't know, the Eagles kicker, when I was playing with kickers, it was never. I don't know. Is he better now? Like they never kick field goals.
I don't think Jake Elliott's anything special.
No.
Yeah, so I would go
not Elliott.
But not Elliott. Sounds... Yeah, I would go Santos. Yeah.
Unless this other guy I never heard of is going in.
Yeah, unless this other guy is like the kicker 3 on the year, then maybe just roll with him. But otherwise, I'm going Santos.
Yeah. Oh, we got another kicker question too. That's like a couple down, I think.
All right, let's just stick with the kickers then. What's he got?
Jason Myers or Chase McLaughlin, and Myers is still on the Seahawks, right?
Yeah, and Myers has been really good this year, and I mean so is McLaughlin. So those are two really good fantasy kickers. Yeah. Okay, so Myers is at Tennessee, and then McLaughlin would be at LA Rams.
Yeah, I want to go McLaughlin there, just by the sounds of that.
Really? Why is that?
Is it Bucks Rams, right?
Yeah, Bucks kicker at the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just do that. I mean, especially if we feel like the Darnold can light up the Titans. Like, what is he kicking point afters?
Yeah, but I mean, I like to pick kickers. I mean, of course, not only on good offenses, but also on teams that I project to be winning in the game. And I mean, the Seahawks should crush the Titans pretty good. Whereas like Rams Bucks could go either way. So like let's say the Bucks fall behind on the road, then maybe they're going for it on 4th down rather than kicking a field goal kind of thing. So I'm going to lean Myers there, but it's a close one.
Yeah, I'll let you answer that one.
I guess I'll be the resident.
I haven't played with kickers in the last 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, thanks for the kicker questions. Those are always kind of fun. And then let's see. Okay, J Up also says, should I start Jacoby Brissett or Baker Mayfield? So
Yeah.
Brissett has the great matchup home against the Jags. Baker Mayfield at the Rams, a little tougher matchup.
Yeah, I look again. The right answer actually might be Brissett. I want to still play my best player in Baker Mayfield again, unless there's some really overwhelming reason to play Brissett, and again a phenomenal matchup. I still cannot say. I need to say Baker Mayfield. He's just been so
Yeah.
good. I know he's been not been as elite as he's been the last 2 years as of recent, but
That's probably the smart answer, but my gut's telling me Brissett there, so I'll go with Brissett on that one. And then Jap also asks, should I start Ashton Genty, Michael Pittman, Loveland, or Bashal Tootin at flex? So we got four options there. So Genty and Tootin we were just talking about, and then he also has Pittman and Loveland to choose from. So Pittman is what at the Chiefs, and Loveland is against the Steelers. That's a great matchup for Loveland. So that could be kind of tempting there. Maybe that's a smash spot for Loveland. I guess I've already said Tootin over Genty. So for me, it'd be between Tootin and Loveland there. I'm assuming a full PPR. I'm probably that's a really tough one. I mean, Pittman's hard to sit as well, even despite the matchup. I would probably go. Yeah, it's probably between like Tootin and Pittman for me there in terms of like the two options that are feel most reliable. I'll. That's really really tough. I'll probably go Pittman if it's a full PPR. If it's a non PPR, I think you could talk me into Tootin though.
yeah. For me, it's between the running backs. Genty and Tootin. And I know that, like, for me, because, like, I have Loveland on some bench. I just dropped Loveland, like, because I wasn't going to play him.
Right.
I got guys like Sean Tucker and stuff coming in. I think I even have Tootin on that team, who I am going to play as well. So I can definitely say, like, that's where I'm going. And, again,
But
like,
how could you go Genty over Pittman? I mean, Genty's been, so up and down at best. I mean,
yeah.
Pittman's been like rock
Pittman,
solid, consistent all year.
he's a major faller though. I mean he's got one of the worst schedules like coming up, this game included.
Do you
It's
really care that much about schedule? I mean, I don't know. Do we differ on that in terms of start sits?
I do for Michael Pittman Jr. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean for me between Genty and Tootin,
But
that's
here's the
where
thing, though. I mean, how can you argue that when Genty has like the worst possible matchup? Unless you're buying into my theory about how they're guaranteed to smash because it makes no sense.
the difference is Ashton Genty's Ashton Genty and Michael Pittman Jr. is Michael Pittman Jr.
But what does that mean though on talent? But like we're trying to score fantasy points here. I mean, this isn't.
That's why Tootin and that's why Tootin and Genty is a decision, right? Like again, I'm if I'm actually having to make this choice, like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm still leaving Genty in there, but I think Tootin's like actually the right play off the matchup and
Right.
the way he's ascending. Genty,
Yeah, because if you want to bring up matchup, then I'm going Tootin. You know what I mean?
no,
But
yeah, that's why it's
if you just want to start your best player, it's Pittman. So maybe it comes down to philosophy. If you're more of just start your studs, I would go Pittman. If you're more like putting a lot into putting more into the matchup, I'd go Tootin. I think it's probably for me a tough call between those two. I am going to lean Pittman in a full PPR, but it's close.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I think Genty is your best player if we're going off points per game. There's no way Pittman's at above 14 unless Genty just put up.
There's no. I mean, I've owned Genty on two dynasty teams. I mean, it's felt awful this year, and I didn't even have like insane expectations for his rookie season. I would be stunned if Genty is averaging more points per game in a full PPR than Pittman.
I'm interested now. Yeah, okay, you're right. Pittman is at 15. I know Genty was at 14 point something before the week, and then he came down off so he's at 14.1. So.
Okay, I mean honestly, it's closer than I thought, but I guess I was right that Pittman was better. Yeah, my final answer in a full PPR is Pittman. But it's
I'm so close on this Genty. I'll say if he's going in. I mean, honestly, between J-Up, if you believe in the matchup mattering or not, like if you don't believe the matchup matters, I would say go Genty. It's a very tough matchup though against Cleveland. Otherwise, it would be Genty. Yeah, I mean, again, I think Tootin could be a guy that blows it up here. I don't know. I mean, here's maybe what I can talk myself out of Genty is like Shadur's like that could be such a weird game like Shadur and like the Raiders. It could be
Although,
ugly.
does that help Genty? Maybe he gets short fields,
It
and
could.
it's just like some random 3 touchdown game for Genty, even if the yardage isn't like amazing.
It could. It could. That's a fair point too. I think there's some benefits and some disadvantage to it. I don't know. I'll play. I'll play Tootin off vibes.
Okay. I respect that. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, great question though. I mean, you guys are really making us think tonight. So appreciate all the great questions. Michael Hart says, I already started Nico Collins and only got 8.5 points. Unfortunately, I have to start 2 more wide receivers: Tet, Abuka, Devonta Smith. Oh my God. Gosh, that is tough. I mean, those are all amazing options this week. I mean, you're starting Devonta Smith against the Cowboys. Like, I don't care about who else you have.
Yeah.
You got to start Tat. I'm benching Abuka. I mean, I don't want to bench Abuka, but I'm benching Abuka. Like, I don't even have to think too hard.
I agree. I was thinking the same thing. Like, you just get Tech coming off the hot game. You just gotta pray you can catch fire on that. And then Devonta Smith has a way too good a matchup to sit him.
Yeah,
so,
you do not bench receivers against the Cowboys. You just don't do it.
No,
do not do
it. So that's
J-Up,
close.
Yeah. J-Up says, should I start Juwan Johnson or Colson Loveland this week? That's an interesting one. So yeah, we talked about Loveland with a great match against the Steelers. They're always bad against tight ends this year, every year. And then Juwan Johnson's been, sneaky good this year. And who the heck do the Saints play?
Atlanta is okay. It's Loveland. It's Loveland. Do not play a tight end against Atlanta. It's.
I mean, for me, like Juwan Johnson has been the better player, but I don't know. Can we say Loveland is trending up? I mean, it was mainly just like the one big spike week. Outside of that, it hasn't been amazing like the last couple of weeks. In fact, I think Cole Kmet even like outproduced him one of the weeks. The right answer is probably Juwan Johnson. Like, I don't really care too much about matchups for tight ends.
I do on that Atlanta one. It is like, if there is one to care about, it is Atlanta. I hope that's wrong because I got to start them in a couple of tight end premium leagues. Tight ends are scoring 6 less points against Atlanta than any other team. So unless you believe he can do the Bryce Young thing at tight end here and have it in Tyler Shuck's hands, it's always possible. And I don't even feel like that great about Loveland. The matchup at least helps. So yeah, Loveland. I just like, unless it's you have an ultra auto start tight end, I can't play them like against Atlanta.
I think this is a classic one for me where if you're the favorite, just start Juwan Johnson. Like, don't mess around. He's been the better tight end of the two this season by far. So, like, don't get cute with it. Don't sweat the matchup. I really don't think it's that important. But if you need upside, like if you're telling me one of these tight ends goes for like 90 yards and 2 touchdowns, it's much more likely to be Loveland. So, if you're the underdog of your matchup, start Loveland. If you're the favorite, I'd probably just roll Juwan Johnson out there.
I'd just be rolling Loveland. Both. That's how bad Atlanta's been.
But I do feel like the median outcome would be Juwan Johnson outscore. If you were to simulate this 100 times, like I feel Juwan Johnson outscores Loveland more than 50 of those times.
Maybe there's a good way to describe it. Maybe he outscores them by like an unmeaningful amount, but Loveland has like any blow up game goes to Loveland.
Right.
So Loveland was therefore like the better play in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you're chasing the spike week and you really believe that like that's the key to winning matchups is getting like as many spike weeks as you can, which there's probably some veracity to. I could definitely see the Loveland argument, but great question though. But if the only reason you were asking the question is because the Juwan has a bad matchup, I wouldn't let that dictate it for you. But it is tempting with Loveland having a great matchup. So, it could be a nice spot for him. So definitely a tough one there. I definitely don't blame you for being torn on that one. But yeah, thanks for the question. And then J-Up also says, should I start Odunze, Romeo Dobbs, Tootin, or Chase Brown this week? So 4 options there. So Odunze... Why have I already forgotten who the Bears play? Oh, wait, Steelers. We were just talking about it. All right, so Dunze against the Steelers is a good matchup. Dobbs against the Vikings, for what it's worth, again, I don't know how scientific this is or how much it matters, but I was just looking at Romeo Dobbs' career game logs against the Minnesota Vikings. He's never had a great game against them.
I thought you were for a second you were going to say he's had a good game. I'm like, I don't remember Romeo Dobbs ever scoring a touchdown against them.
I mean, just off the top of my head, he's played against them, 5-6 times or whatever, something like that. And I want to say like the most points he scored in a game that I saw was like 13 or something.
Yeah,
it's almost always like, 8 points, 9 points. This is full PPR scoring. So I'm not excited about Dobbs, even though I think he's a solid start.
Yeah.
And the Vikings can be had at times through the air against wide receivers. But probably, Dobbs doesn't feel too exciting. Tootin, of course, we talked about a lot. We really like this week as kind of a fun upside play. I mean, Chase Brown's hard to bench.
Yeah, that's my answer.
Against the Patriots, Burrow is still out. Flacco came back down to earth a little bit, but still tough to bench Chase Brown. So, what are you thinking here?
Tough matchup. I'm just gonna play him. P Ryan's out again, so he's gonna get all that receiving
Yeah.
and route work, and he's just been good, like especially through the
Yeah.
receiving game. I'm just gonna hope he gets in the end zone. Chase Brown. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna hope he gets 8 to 14 targets again, like he has the past 2 weeks. So I think that's probably the way to go. It seems like you're getting a little cute to like start Tootin over him. I guess Odunze could be a conversation, and he does have a good matchup, but I don't know. Odunze has been kind of up and down. You kind of like never know what you're getting from him. I mean, I would be nervous about benching Odunze in a good matchup. I mean, definitely a chance he goes off. Gosh, I mean, these are great options to be choosing between. I mean, you must have a pretty loaded team for, I mean, basically, all four of these guys are good starts this week. So to have three of these guys on your bench, like, sounds like you got a really good team. So definitely a tough choice there. But yeah, gun to my head. I mean, how good has Odunze been on the season? Like, where does he rank?
I mean, really good in the first 4 games, really bad the next 4, and since then,
Yeah.
I don't know, I think up and down again.
Okay, he's the wide receiver 20 in points per game and full PPR. Yeah, gosh. I mean, he did smash against the Giants in a good matchup a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Same thing against the Ravens in a good matchup. Same thing against the Lions in a good matchup. So it does seem like he tends to take advantage of good matchups.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Odunze. I've talked myself into it. I feel like my gut was saying that anyways, but man, tough to bench Chase Brown. I mean, hard to believe that you don't have someone else in your lineup you can bench.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Odunze, gun to my head, but I don't blame you for saying Chase Brown, Blake.
They feel close, but just the receiving work for Chase Brown with P Ryan out. If P Ryan was back, I would lean. I would absolutely lean.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got to
go. Me, I'm going to let the matchup be the tiebreaker because it's close. But yeah, it's a good one though. I go Odunze. So yeah, sorry for the split answer, but hope that helped. And Michael Hart says, I kind of want to plug Tootin in somehow, but I don't know. Yeah, definitely can't blame you. I mean, he definitely feels like a fun play this week that you could potentially regret having on your bench.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That was when we were talking about the Monty and the Tootin and the Genty.
Yeah, that's why I think ultimately I kind of talked myself into Mounty and Tootin. So I think that's the way I would go. But yeah, I mean, Genty's going to go off if you bench him. But hey, maybe that's not the worst thing in the world. So, and then let's see, we have. Oh wait, that's Jacob, right?
I believe that's Jacob. I was looking at that earlier. I felt like he didn't have numbers in there before. But
maybe it's like an alternate account. Maybe this is like his burner account. Hey, if that's you, Jacob, welcome. Jacob from the Listener League. He says, impending Giants win against the Lions, about to be so funny with how confident Dan is. Yeah. That sounds like a Jacob comment if I ever heard of
Jacob, yeah.
He loves to troll me just in general, especially when it comes to the Lions. So, hey, I mean, I would be stunned. I can't say it'd be hilarious because I would definitely not be laughing. But in theory, that would be hilarious because like they have no shot. So, I mean, my God, with Winston too. I mean, if they had Dart, like you could talk me into like an upset, maybe. But I can't see it with Winston. But yeah, that would be theoretically pretty hilarious. And then Jacob also says, I'd fire up Tootin over Genty. It's clear Raiders offense can get shut down and Genty gets completely screwed. That's the thing. It's not even about Genty. It's just like the worst possible situation. It's like the worst possible offensive line. Just like, the matchup's bad. Just like nothing about it says he's going to have a good game. Again, which is probably why he'll do amazing. But like it just doesn't make any sense. So I do think Jacob has a pretty good point there, at least logically.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, you wish basically none of that stuff existed for Genty. Otherwise, he'd be Scored more than 14 fantasy points per game.
Oh, I mean, I feel like he could be having such a better rookie season on like almost any other NFL team. So like, why did he have to go to like the
Yeah.
worst?
I,
I mean, even the Browns, I feel like he'd be doing better.
I remember people were excited about Genty going there, and look, what I'll say is like when Chip Kelly and stuff were going there, I was like, okay, they got Geno, like I can see why people like can talk themselves into it, but I'm like, dude, the Bears or something would have been like a million times better, and
Oh yeah.
I mean we're just seeing why.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little more optimistic about the Raiders landing spot because yeah, between Chip Kelly and what's his name, Pete Carroll, it seemed like okay, they're gonna want to run the ball and be like a smash mouth, ground and pound team, and Genty's gonna get 20 plus touches a game,
Yeah.
and they're gonna be like committed and dedicated to running the ball and winning in the trenches and like old school football. Like it sounded good,
Yeah.
at least considering it wasn't like sure there were easily 20 plus landing spots you would have liked better, but for a bad landing spot it seemed like it was one of the better bad landing spots, if that made sense. But no, it's been far worse.
Yeah, it been pretty much the worst. Honestly, dude, like thinking about what I'll say about Genty for anyone with start say, the one thing I will say about Genty, again, it kind of goes into what you're saying about the worst matchup, dude. Again, I just keep remembering they're playing Shedeur Sanders. Like, actually though, like, it's not even about goal line opportunities. It's just about game script. Like, if they can score, if Geno can score anything against it, it is tough against that Browns defense. If they can score anything, dude, like Genty actually could see a huge workload. The issue is the Raiders keep getting down so much. So like, at least the touches should be there with Genty.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, we got 14 people watching right now, so welcome everyone. Great to have you all here. Drop a like if you don't mind, and yeah, if you're enjoying the stream, definitely consider subscribing. We stream every Wednesday night and Saturday night, and yeah, we're definitely here to answer all your start sit questions every Saturday. So drop them in the chat. We're gonna get to everyone's question, and or at least I think Blake, you can only stay on like 15 more minutes, but I don't know, no promises, but I'm probably like after you got to run in 15 minutes, Blake, I'll probably like run and head out and like do some deliveries, but maybe I'll do a solo stream when I come back from that if you guys are wanting more. So no promises, but hey, I don't know. Should we do a like goal? Or how about this? If we get to okay, we're at 4 likes right now. If we get to 10 likes, I will do a second stream when I get back from doing deliveries tonight. So help us get to 10 likes. I'll do a second stream.
Hey.
It'll probably be around like 2 or 3 a.m. Eastern time. So, earlier than that.
You know what's crazy? I'll tell you what, 10 likes, because here's the thing, I'll be back by then anyways. So
okay.
Like, if you want to just,
hey,
we can just run it back for like an hour.
Okay, yeah, okay. If we get to 10 likes, yeah, Blake and I will run it back. So it won't even be a solo stream. It'll be we'll get the full cast here.
Yeah.
So
drop
but yeah,
like, hit the sub button if you guys want to see that, and we'll certainly do it if you guys want, and we'll keep going through these questions.
Yeah, let's rip through these questions. Okay, we really got to go like rapid fire here. So we can't have too much yapping and explanation. Just kind of give your answer, one sentence, and we'll move on to the next question here. So we'll try to help everyone. Okay, where the heck did we leave off here?
Michael Hurts, he needs high ceilings.
Oh yeah. He says, I'd say since Nico's low score already hurt me, and my opponent has cakewalk matchups, he's got Hurts versus a weak Dallas D, Gibbs and JMO versus my lowly Giants. Yikes. Okay, yeah, you definitely need ceiling. So
that
I don't know, does that fit your answer?
Yeah. I mean, I think you could actually sway an argument between that whole running back conversation of who has the highest ceiling to like honestly all 3 of them. So I would say, Michael, like whoever you actually think has the highest ceiling, whether that's Monty in the Great Matchup or Tootin or Genty, I would say actually just honestly, if that's the case, just roll with whoever you think are the two highest ceilings. Like, and we've talked it through. I hope that helps. It's a very difficult decision. So.
Yeah, and yeah, they all have pretty good ceilings, so hard to say, but I'm still going to say Tootin and Mounty, but it's really close though. So go with your gut if you have a feeling. And then we have Ken88 there in the chat. That looks like a new name. Welcome to the channel. It says no London, so Boutte, Jacoby Myers, Leggett, or Burden. So which way you go in there? Boutte's back from injury. Good match against the Bengals. I kind of want to go Boutte there. I don't know. Leggett's been okay lately. I think I'm going Boutte, but close between him and Leggett.
Yeah, I mean, if she was fully healthy, I mean, the thing is, he's doing it on like 2 targets every week.
Yeah,
Like
he doesn't
I
get a
don't
ton of
like that.
targets. So, I mean, probably the highest floor would be Leggett, and it's a great match against the Niners. So maybe you talked me into it. God, I mean, Leggett just sounds gross. I can't. I
I
know he's been better lately, but what the hell?
yeah.
We'll go Leggett. Go Leggett. If it's a
to,
full
to,
PPR, give me
that's what
Leggett.
to me it's between like Myers and Burton. Even like they're all these guys are all like to me. I don't know who's gonna be doing what. I'm just gonna say Myers. He had a decent week. Burden, I'd be interested in his road shutters been coming up. I'm just gonna
Burden's
say
got to earn his way into my starting lineup. I'm not starting him on upside and potential and
yeah,
faith
I,
and
I'm
everything.
just gonna say Jacoby Myers. I don't have any faith in basically anyone else in there, and Myers I would have more faith in. That's not the greatest option, so definitely a tough choice for you there.
Yeah, I'm going to say Leggett, but Boutte is really close. So go with your gut if you have a feeling there. Michael Hart says the Week A Jets, the Tyler Warren in a high scoring shootout likely versus the Chiefs. Okay. So I guess there's not really a question there. Ken88 there says also no Gadsden slash Ertz, so I'm stuck with Fryermuth or Strange. Who do you like better, Fryermuth or Strange? If Strange is back, I
It's
mean,
strange if he's back. I don't even
yeah, I
care.
gotta go Strange if he's
Maybe,
back. Like he's been pretty
there's no
solid. So
like, there's no reason to start Fryermuth unless you got a crystal ball.
yeah.
Until proven otherwise, that's how I feel about Fryermuth. So
Yeah, and then Michael Hart says his opponent also has Trayvon Henderson versus the Bengals. Yeah, I mean, sounds like your opponent might go off. So yeah, just swing for the upside. So if you think Genty has more upside than like Mountie or Tootin, like just swing for the upside for sure. And then he says he's got lovely matchups. I'm projected to lose by only a few, but I think my back's up against the wall. Yeah, I mean, you definitely got to swing for the upside. And then Michael Hart says Borgalis is the Patriots kicker. Okay, that sounds a little
that
familiar.
sounds yeah, and that's funny. I didn't even know that was the Patriots kicker. That sounds like actually like a pretty good option for the guy there that asked. I think it was Jay Up maybe that asked the kicker
Yeah, I mean
question.
that should be a high scoring game. So yeah, I could see going either the Patriots kicker or Santos.
Yeah.
So can't say I have a strong feeling one way or another there. And then we have Let's Get It in the chat. Welcome. He says, "What's up, fellas? So I did not end up getting Henderson and trading away Pickens. So here's what I need.
Okay.
I need at least two wide receivers: Dobbs, Myers, or Mooney. I know Mooney flopped last time Kirk started. Yeah, tough to trust Mooney. I'm not even sure if he's fully healthy. I mean, he's played like garbage and he's getting the targets, but he's not coming down with them for one reason or another. If you're starting two, yeah, I'd probably go Dobbs and Myers there.
Yeah, I would have to go Dobbs and Myers. I get like honestly, dude, like I can't understand the Mooney thing. Like one of these weeks, he's gotta do it. Maybe we'll have more confidence in him. I have no
Yeah, he'll
idea.
do it. If we bench him, then he'll do it. So,
Yeah, I mean everyone's benching him, so he should be doing it.
yeah.
But again, I don't really have too much conviction with Dobbs and Myers. I think they're good enough plays over Mooney.
Yeah, Dobbs and Myers it just feels like a much higher floor than
Yeah,
Mooney. Mooney's a
like Mooney's
crapshoot.
been like a 1 point floor. Like,
I can't start Mooney until I see something. I just can't.
yeah,
Unless you just have no other option.
yeah, no, that's fair. I think I feel best about those other two guys.
Yeah. And then Let's Get It also says, I hope Stevenson doesn't mess this up nor coach. Yeah, hopefully not. I mean, it'll definitely be interesting to see what Henderson does with Stevenson back and what the usage is.
Yeah, and I believe Let's Get It was you were here Wednesday stream or maybe last week's stream, and didn't you make a trade where you got like Henderson and like Franklin or something like that for Pickens? So it sounds like you ended up making that trade. Um, so
Yeah.
if so, I still like. I think Pickens probably has went off since that game, but
Yeah.
I like it for when we talked it through about getting that trade done and trying to win your league.
Yeah. And then Michael Hart says, damn, I'm stressing over the start sits. I've got to decide on LMAO. Yeah, yeah. So, hey, I don't blame you. Like that's really tricky. You feel like whichever of those three running backs you bench is going to be
Yeah,
like the guy who scores the most points of the three. So, yeah, just go with your gut. You
that's
know
a
what I
true gut feeling. Like
mean?
starts it. Like there's really no obvious play. Like even if it was just like who's the better one or whatever. Yeah, who to sit. Like I don't know. I don't know who it is, man. That's tough.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could also use like Tootin's like injury as the tiebreaker. I know he was removed from the injury report, but could that still be a
No,
factor?
yeah.
Like, could there be some injury risk? So
There is, or just maybe not playing. But and I am factoring it in. But then I'm also like, okay, that's also the fact with ETN and his is like a shoulders. Like, what if he falls on it weird? something like that. Like, I mean, he feels like the no contract jersey he was on. Like that also feels like a pro for Tootin. So maybe it kind of
Right.
evens out. It doesn't make it any easier, is what I'll say.
Right. God, that really is such a tough one. I don't know. Like I'm almost like starting to
It,
feel like, almost leaning back toward Genty over Tootin just because I don't know. It just seems like such a perfect storm that Genty's going to go off because it just makes like almost no sense. But I do think the one thing that does make sense is that Shedeur Sanders factor. I think is kind of interesting.
yeah, like I would be pretty shocked if Genty didn't get 20 carries like this game. You know.
I mean, he hasn't been getting the work. I mean, how many carries did he get last week? Like 5 or
Like
something?
yeah, like 6 because they're just down. You know, the whole game, right? So.
Oh yeah, I mean, they probably won't be down. I mean, where's the game? Is it in Vegas?
I have
Let's
no
look.
idea. I don't even know
I'll look.
that it
Here, I'll look
matters.
up. I'll look up where the game is, but read the next question.
Yeah. Hey, Jay up saying, to hit that like button takes nothing. Yeah, he takes nothing to subscribe. Appreciate that, Jay up.
Yeah, totally free. Helps us a
And
lot.
yeah, yeah. I hope we've been helping you there, Jay up. Did we answer anything for you last week? I'm trying to remember. Trying to
Okay.
remember what our questions were last week. It's always fun to review. I don't think we did that on Wednesday about kind of like
Yeah. Okay. So I pulled up Genty's game log. The game is in Vegas, so home against the Browns, and in the last game against the Cowboys, which was like a great matchup for Genty. I mean, you figured like it's going to be a smash spot. 6 carries for 7 yards. He did get 8 targets, caught 6 of them, but only for 27 yards, no touchdown. So it was a weird game. I guess it
See,
makes
that's
sense
like
behind.
that's the thing. It is a great matchup, but he couldn't get the opportunity. They were just down the entire game. So like, really, it wasn't a great matchup once we saw that how the actual game script went down. This is a
So
way
maybe
better game
in a
script.
weird way, it's kind of like low key a good matchup just because they're at home against a terrible team with a terrible
It's,
rookie quarterback.
the more I think about it, like again, it's not a great matchup. It's like actually an okay matchup because the volume can make up for the efficiency potentially.
I've talked myself back into it. I'm saying Genty, and I am going to say between Montgomery and Tootin. Let's pull up David Montgomery's game log real quick because I'd really love to get this right for Michael because it really is such a tough decision.
Yeah.
Like I really want to
This is
give him like a firm answer so at least I can say whether I was right or
yeah.
wrong. Come Monday or whatever. But yeah, I'm going to pull up David Montgomery's game log. I mean, it's just such an incredible matchup. Okay, yeah, I mean, Montgomery's like usage has been kind of all over the place. I mean, the last 3 weeks, like his carries are 11, 15, 6. Yeah, it was a weird game against the Eagles though. But yeah, I mean, and he has been better on the road though
Yeah.
for the most part. I do feel like he's due for a good home game. Yeah, that's really a tough one.
Yeah.
I feel like Montgomery too.
there is a great like upside case for Montgomery. That's what makes it so tough. Again, can he just punch 2 in? Is it a game where they're up so much? But also again, you were talking about like these explosive plays. What if they just like I don't know, what if Gibbs is again just stealing all his lunch money? Like that's where like
Yeah.
Tootin to me just is like interesting of like I think he can get more carries than Montgomery, get more work, and I think he can like really break away a run. And somehow Vegas again has him like really favored to score a touchdown. I don't really normally care about that, but like that, I don't know. Maybe they know something we don't. It very very difficult. I'm a Tootin,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it. Love Tootin. So my bias is showing on this one for sure. But
Yeah, I just feel like, this has like David Montgomery, like 2 touchdowns written all over it. Gibbs
yep.
probably has like 2 or 3. Goff probably has like 3 passing touchdowns. I mean, the Lions are going to lay it
How
on
many
them.
touchdowns? Are they scoring 10 touchdowns in this game? Like,
Yes, they might. They might. I mean, hey, maybe it's a passing touchdown to Gibbs or Montgomery, but I just feel like the Lions are just going to have a field day. So
maybe by the end of the stream, we'll have a firm answer for Michael.
okay, it's changing by the minute. But
We'll,
my current answer is Genty and Montgomery. So what do you say? It sounds like you want
still Genty and Tootin, and again,
Gen-
like I think Montgomery's like just as good of a play. That was the issue.
So oddly, it seems like the one guy we agree on now is like Genty, even though we were both saying to sit him a minute ago. So we're all over the place.
Yeah.
Our apologies, but it's such a good question because it's so close.
Yeah, that honestly might be one of the toughest we've ever been asked.
Yeah. Okay. Rapid fire. We only got a couple of minutes left here. I don't even know if we're going to be able to hit all
I,
these, but
I
we'll do the
got
best.
yeah, I got about 10 minutes or so.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. So rapid fire here. Okay. What question we leave off on, Blake?
Let's see. So we got left on country boy. Sorry for the wait there, country boy. Hope you're
Oh
still
yeah.
here.
So he says week 12 PPR start who? One quarterback, two running backs, two receivers, one tight end, one flex. All right. So quarterback Mahomes. Okay. So no decision there. Running back CMC, Aaron Jones, Kenneth Walker, Sean Tucker, Benson. I don't think Benson's coming back this week. Rodriguez is on a bye. Okay, so you're starting CMC. Who's the RB2? Is it Walker or Aaron Jones or Sean Tucker?
Man, Walker's banged up. I know. I'm just gonna say,
Is
jeez.
Walker banged up?
Walker's got like a glute issue. I don't know how much. Here's the thing. I'm saying this and I don't really
Oh, he
know
is questionable. That's
exactly.
right.
I don't know the extent of his injury. So if you're not worried about the injury, I'd say go Walker. If not, I'd say, man, these are also close. Tucker.
It is a
I
good match against the Titans. I mean, the Seahawks are saying they want to use Walker more. For me, it's close. I mean, they're all three of those guys are good. It's close between Walker and Tucker. I'm going to lean Walker slightly.
Yeah, I want to lean Walker. I don't know the extent of this injury. So as long as it's not like a true game time decision, like it's an actual
Yeah.
worrisome one, then I'll go Tucker. But yeah, if Tucker, as long as Walker's good to go, I want to play Walker. Yeah.
Yeah, and then receivers: Olave, Diggs, Alec Pierce, Juwan Jennings, Luther Burden. So which two are you going there? You got to go Diggs, and I think you probably got to go Olave, right?
Yeah, I mean, I hate that matchup. I'm still just gonna go with it. Uh, again, who are the Niners playing again? We were just talking about.
Niners are playing the Panthers, so solid matchup.
Yeah, Olave's just been so good that like I'm just gonna put him in there and close my eyes. But
Yeah, I agree. Although I was hearing fantasy points talk about how it actually could be a sneaky good matchup for Alec Pierce. Something about like how the Chiefs are playing like more zone defense lately, and like I don't know, something about like the blitzing, and it's gonna basically like leave some kind of like one-on-one coverage for like Alec Pierce down the field. So take that for whatever it's worth. But yeah, I think you got to lean Olave there. But yeah, maybe a consideration for the flex.
Pierce has been so good. Like I wouldn't.
Yes.
Like I wouldn't blame you for playing Pierce there.
Yeah, so maybe Pierce is the flex. We'll get to that in a moment. But first, we'll go with the answer the tight end. Barner, who's coming off a big game. Otten, who's been pretty hot past several weeks. Yeah, who are you going there between Barner and Otten? So Otten is against the Rams. I don't
freaking Barner, dude.
That's an amazing matchup. And then Barner is against the Titans, which kind of middle of the road.
Barner, like okay, the floor, like I guess whatever you can say, like the floor for both these guys.
Godwin's back. Godwin's back this week.
I'm still just like playing Otten this week and praying. Like Barner, like will have games with like one catch or zero catches.
Yeah.
I feel Otten should get more targets. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going Otten.
I'm going Barner there. I mean, I hate to chase the points with him, but he usually produces most weeks like one way or another. It doesn't always look pretty, and
it's like a QB sneak or a tight end sneak.
Something weird, or he like does nothing all game, and then he has like a 40-yard catch like late in the fourth to like save it, or some random touchdown. Don't watch the games, because you'll be miserable. If you watch the game, and it's like, oh, why are they not throwing a Barner or whatever? But if Godwin's back, I mean, check on that to make sure that's official. But if Godwin's back, I feel like Otten becomes more of a desperation start. So I'm going to slightly lean Barner there, but it's close.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah, thanks for the question. And let's see. Up next, we have Michael Hard. He says, "I appreciate the input always, fellas. Hey, our pleasure. You gave us a great question there. We hope we helped you and gave you some good things to think about." And then we have Zigsta in the chat. That looks like a new name. Welcome. It says, "Hope you guys had a good week." Yeah, I had a good week.
Good
yeah,
week. Great fantasy. Great fantasy. That was one of the worst. There was another week like that earlier. That was one of the worst fantasy weeks, by the way. We didn't even mention that. Like, that was such a bad week. And somehow, when I was texting you, somehow I won, like, literally every matchup because I just had, like, you just needed one guy. You needed one CMC, one, whatever. Yeah. Michael Wilson. Like, what a bad week that was. Awful.
Yeah, I don't think I had a great week fantasy-wise, but hey, we're looking ahead here. I'm optimistic for a better week 12, but appreciate the nice words. And Michael Hart says, right now I've got Tet and Ibuka in and Devonta Smith on the bench, but Ibuka been crapping the bed lately badly, so I want to pull him and put in Devonta Smith against the Cowgirls, but he put up 1.8. Does not matter. In fact, if anything, if Devonta Smith is coming off a 1.8, like, you know, he's going to bounce back the next week because that's just part of the Devonta Smith experience. He's up and down, but you could not bench him against the Cowboys. So yeah, if that were me, Michael Hart, that's an easy decision. I would make the switch there. You got to put Devonta Smith in for Ibuka.
Yeah, I gotta go Smitty. Like, hey, if it's the wrong decision, I apologize. I don't think it is. I think this is the one you want in there. You want Smitty, and then play.
Yeah, if anything, I'd be more nervous. Like, I mean, I think you can start Smitty most weeks and just sort of ride the ups and downs. But if anything, if you're trying to pick the spots with Smitty, I'd almost be more nervous starting him after a good week because I feel like, then he's probably going to do nothing. So if anything, it's a positive he only scored 1.8 last week. If I can sell you on that.
He's been pretty good and consistent as of late as well, and they've just been throwing the ball more.
Yeah, honestly, that dud was more the exception than the rule lately. So, like, there's not a doubt in my mind he's going to bounce back. I think both Smitty and A.J. Brown will have good weeks. So I would start both of them, to anyone out there that's looking for advice on that. And then Zigsta says, same question as last week, Goff or Purdy? Oh, I'm going Goff all day. Goff all day.
Yeah, I mean, the Purdy against, Jesus Christ, how many times do I got to think? Like,
I mean, you could, if it's 4-point passing touchdowns, you could talk me into Purdy, but I don't know if Purdy quite runs it enough for that to matter too much. So I'm probably just going Goff either way.
When you were asking me about, like, the Lamar kind of, who would you sit him for? Yeah. Like, in my head, I'd already thought, man, Goff and Purdy are, like, in the exact same spot. Like, I don't know, who even, I mean, Purdy's coming off a good week. Man, that's tough.
In a 6-point passing touchdown league, it's not even close. And here's the tiebreaker. If you have any doubts that, the Lions are going to be up too much, they're just going to be running the ball all day. Like, no, the Lions will still, like, throw the ball. Like, they want to beat you by, like, 50 points. You know what I mean? So, like, they're going to, shoot, I can't think of the expression I want to use, but like,
I love, like, padding their stats and, like, running up the score or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, they just want to, like, slit your throat. You know what I mean? Like, they don't let up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like Dan Campbell. I mean, what's that quote you always hear him saying about, like, how, like, hey, if you're hunting for us, like, you don't have to look very far because we're going to be on your, porch, banging down your door. So I mean, that's their mentality.
Yeah, I mean, it is a phenomenal matchup. Yeah, I think they're very close. I'll take your advice here and agree with you on Goff.
Wise decision, Blake.
Yeah.
All right, and then Zigsa says, I know, but something tells me it's a Gibbs and Mountie rushing touchdown week. I mean, I think everyone's gonna have fun in this game. Just start all your Lions. Like, honestly, I think there'll be at least, like, 3 rushing touchdowns between Gibbs and Montgomery, maybe even more. And I would be surprised if it was less than, like, 3 passing touchdowns for Goff. I think everyone's going to eat.
Yeah, hit those Lions overs. It sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, you just trust me. You do not want to be benching any Lions this week. Michael Hart says everyone going to eat, bro. Oh my God, hey, took the words right out of my mouth. So yeah, could not agree more with that. Let's Get It says, yep, good memory, fellas. That was me and traded Pickens away before he went off, but Leggett and Greg. Are on the wire, but it sounds like I should go Myers and Dobbs. I have BTJ and Marvin Harrison too. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, BTJ, is he going to be active?
Man, I have not even heard a peep. I guess I don't own him in the league anymore. So
he's hard to start. I mean, BTJ is really hard to start. I mean, Greg Dortch isn't a terrible start. Although Jags do tend to be against slot receivers.
Yeah, they're like one of the worst against the perimeter, I believe, and like one of the best against the slot. So I don't have great confidence in that one. It was a great matchup last week for Greg. I probably just roll Myers and Dobbs. Hope for the best. Again, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good at all.
Yeah. I mean, I think you could start BTJ if, like, you're kind of desperate and there's, like, no one else you want to drop or whatever. You'd hate to drop BTJ unless it's like a really shallow league or there's just an option clearly better, but.
Yeah. I mean, I would still start Brian Thomas over. Like, as long as he's healthy, I'd still start him over Myers and just hope for the best. It could be wrong, but
okay. Maybe if you need the upside,
he's out.
Maybe if you need the upside, you start Brian Thomas over Myers.
Yeah, he's out. I just made sure. I didn't think he was playing.
Oh, he is out. Yeah. Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, that makes it easy then. So yeah, just go Myers and Dobbs probably. And Michael Hart says, "I'm a Giants fan." Ha ha. Oh, okay. Hey, so that'll be interesting. We'll see if my prediction is right. But hey, if you start your Lions, against the Giants, then it's kind of win-win. Like either, you do well in fantasy or you'll be happy about your real life team you root for. And then let's see, Zixa says Dart is on my IR, hence the Purdy and Goff decision. Yep. Yeah. Sucks that Dart's missing another game, but hey, Goff against the Giants is a pretty nice consolation, I think. And then Zixa says, was hoping for Dart this week. It feels like the Giants won't be able to push the Lions, especially with the Thanksgiving game coming up. I mean, I guess the one thing you could argue is like, could the Lions be like looking ahead to the big Thanksgiving matchup? Because like, oh, it's just the lowly Giants. We can just kind of roll out of bed and destroy them, and we don't have to prepare that hard. So that would probably be like, if you could make any case for like an upset or a trap game, I think that would be it. But no, I think the Lions are going to roll. And then Zixa says, if Jacobs is in, would you start him over ETN, Walker, or Dottle? Ooh, that's a tough one. What do you think, Blake?
Yeah,
I mean, tough to Dottle.
You got 2 injured running backs there. If Jacobs is in, here's the thing. Yeah, it's a game time decision. So Seattle, they probably play at 3:20 or whatever, 3:25.
Yeah, I'll find out when they're playing.
ETN probably plays at noon, so it's like I want to play him probably over ETN, honestly, because again, he's I think the most banged up of all those guys. It's very hard to know. I just haven't checked out.
Yeah, I would say Jacobs is the most banged up. It sounds like Kenneth Walker's expected to play, but you never know. But it sounds like he's expected to play. So, yeah, I would probably go. Let's see, Jacobs is playing the Vikings. It's not an amazing matchup. Maybe if he plays, like, I don't know, could it be a situation where he's on a snap count, or maybe they kind of split it with Emmanuel Wilson, possibly? I mean, I think it's at least in the range of outcomes.
That's already in the range of outcomes for ETN and Walker, though. So
I think you have to start Dottle regardless. I mean, Dottle seems like the surest thing here.
Yeah, Dottle and Jacobs are on it as long as Jacobs played for me. I don't even care about the injury. Like ETN and Walker are already splitting snaps. Like they're already not even they're not even lead backs on their own team or half a lead back. So I don't know. It's between ETN and Walker. I guess if we get any more information on them, it could sway my opinion. I guess for now, I'm gonna say ETN. I suppose they were talking about getting the Walker the ball more.
But come on, Tootin's gonna take his lunch money, and I'm going Dottle and Walker. Best matchups. Dottle's a must start. I think Walker's heating up, and it's a good matchup. Jacobs is the least healthy, and it's not even like a great matchup. So I'm going Dottle and Walker. If Walker is out for some reason, I don't know. Do the Vikings play in the early game?
Yeah, I mean, they always play noon. If it's Packers, they should, unless it's
okay. So I guess that's the risk with Walker is he plays in the later game, 4:00 Eastern game. So hopefully you have a backup option. If you don't, I guess you could lean toward playing Jacobs if he's active, and then ETN if he's not. But
yeah,
if you have some kind of contingency plan, I'd probably go Dottle and Walker. Personally,
yeah, Jacobs plays noon. I'm gonna throw Jacobs in there because again, I'm not even.
So you're going Jacobs and ETN?
No, Jacobs and Dowdle. Yeah.
Jacobs and Dowdle. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. And then let's see. Michael Hart says, all you guys did was confuse me. Hey, we're good at doing that. I mean, I think we were confusing ourselves a little bit, but I mean, I think we had to talk through it just because it was that tough of a decision. But yeah. I feel like we came to some clarity. But I mean, you could really make a case for any of those 3 running backs. Good problem to have. Yeah. Hey, I hope we didn't confuse you too bad. Hope we helped more than not. But yeah, he says, just kidding. Yeah. But yeah, that is pretty funny though. Zixa says, BTJ out. We read that. Michael Hart says, is he? Pick up Parker Washington then, bro. Yeah, I mean, Parker Washington has been pretty good. I feel like he's, I think he's due for a good game too. I mean, he hasn't been he wasn't amazing last week, but I feel like he'll probably bounce back here. So yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't start Parker Washington over any of those running backs, but I think he's a good pickup in general.
No, yeah, I wouldn't start him over those running backs, but just in general, he's been kind of living in my flex in some leagues, and this week too. Perfect guy to get off the waiver wire for sure.
Yeah, Michael says famous Jamies could go off tomorrow. You never know with him; he can sling it. Just turns the ball over too much. Oh, Jameis Winston. Yeah, you never know. I mean, yeah, you could have 300-400 yards and 2-3 touchdowns and 2 or 3 interceptions. So. Could be a kind of a fun game for fantasy. I mean, hopefully the Giants at least give you some garbage time stuff.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't even watch the game, but like they were in a game somehow with the Packers. It was 27-20. I don't know if it was that
Oh wow.
close, but
Yeah.
box score was.
Yeah. And then, yeah, Zix just says, thanks, fellas. Good luck. Yeah, our pleasure. And then Michael Hart says, I was totally kidding about confusing me, bros. Okay. Hey, I hope we help, but hey, you made us laugh in any case. What do you think? Let's see. Did we get to 10 likes? Hey, we're on 8 likes, so we're probably about to sign off here. So if you want us to do that double stream, we just need 2 more likes to meet our like goal. In any case, definitely appreciate all the support. Definitely drop us a like on your way out if you would be so kind. And yeah, if you enjoyed the stream and want to catch future streams, definitely subscribe, hit the notification bell. You'll be alerted anytime we go live. And yeah, anything else you want to say, Blake, before we sign off? Because I assume you got to get running here.
Yeah, gotta get running. Michael asked if we hit 10, and you have the update. It still says 7 for me, so you see 8.
I see 8. Maybe that's because it's counting my like, although I don't know why you wouldn't see that. But I see 8. So
okay, I see 8 now.
We'll give you guys the benefit of the doubt. We'll go with the higher number.
Yeah, I see the 8 now.
Just need a couple more. But actually, you know what? How about this? When I come back for my deliveries, if we're at 10 by then, because you can still like it even after the stream ends. So if we're at 10, okay, we're at 9 now. So we just need one more. If we get to 10 by the time I'm back for my deliveries, we will do the double stream. We are men of our word. But yeah, I think we're going to sign out here. But yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. And yeah, hopefully we get that one more like, and we will see you for at least like at least a quick stream, late night stream, double stream for the night later. So yeah, hit the notification bell and you'll know, hey, look at that. We just got to 10. So yeah, we will see you guys in a few hours then.
Awesome. All right, well, you can catch us later, or at least Dan. I'll update you if I can fit it or not. But
perfect.
Thanks for joining us, Michael and everyone. And
we'll be back. So we will see you guys soon.